Just kidding. Hey, welcome. Welcome to the Pacific Northwest during the end of an epic heat wave. Uh, Now you're all watching Watcher DM. I'm Gabriel, soon to be Watcher, and um, today, so I'm a D&D nerd. I make D&D stuff. If you see this later, that's what this video is probably about. It's D&D stuff. Today's time is going to be spent creating some Roll20 content for the Doom Desert and the Decanter of Delirium, and putting that into the system. So I've got a couple of pieces of art that I need to finish, and so we're going to start by doing that art that I've been slacking on. And then once I get through that, I'll be putting that stuff on the Roll20 board. So I'm going to grab my tablet here, which I need to get an arm for. Going to grab my Photoshop, slip it down here. I'll switch over to Photoshop mode. Ooh, magic! What magic! And yeah, you can see some of the things I've been working with for the last little bit. I was trying to scroll on the video, that's so funny. Gosh, some of these, man, they look great. I really need to finish them, but gosh, they look great. Some of these I'm all right with. I am just fine with some of this content. So, yeah, I kind of like, I want to make an NB version of the Worshipper. Oliver Oliphant token. It's good. The Legion of the Devil. Oh, God, I love it so much. I love it so much. Which one do I want to color first? Difficult choices, difficult questions on the Watcher DM show. I love the way Shavra turned out. Shavra looks friggin' amazing to me. About 150% better than anything I was doing before. Sugar Mariachi, I think, is maybe the one to go with. It's probably the most visually compelling. So, I'm gonna zoom in. This is almost like, it's borderline pixel art. It really is pretty much pixel art. I just go in this close so I can get really, really high quality fills and stuff. It's kind of hard to do. Whoa. Hey, Daddy didn't mean to let you down, bro. Let's chill. Alright. So, let's do some, I'm long. So, let's grab a brush. My favorite, ink 6. We slap some bone color on here. Pre-mixed bone color, clutch. And then I've already got a color layer down, so we can just fill this in here. And then one thing I like to do kind of right out of the gate now is duplicate my background and set this to a darker tone. So I want to be able to identify when something is, that's wrong. Give me that tools. Probably the weirdest part about using this this stylus is that, like, normal things that you would like hold down your click to like expand, you have to like hold it down. It's just weird. It's awkward. It's a little awkward. Seems like a design problem that could have been solved by now, but here we are. Here I am talking about it. What else would he be talking about, Bird? Summers and McGraw. Got a couple of co-workers, one with the name Summers, last name, and the other with the name McGraw. And they have identical first names. And they're super cool, both of them. They're great. I like working with them each. But because they have the same first name, they had suggested that we start referring to them by their last names. So now it's Summers and McGraw. We ain't even done that yet. Just sounds like such a badass cowboy story. Summers and McGraw. Summer Tale. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was really cool. I got to talk to the artist for the Moon Elves Masquerade today. It was really exciting. Had a lot of feedback and just back and forth with them. I feel like we made some progress on the direction for the piece, which is interesting because I'm kind of playing art director without being an actual art director, so we'll see. Mileage may vary. But he seemed very gracious. He was very gracious about the feedback, and it was, I think, a net positive. So, I've got to say, I'm just in total awe that I drew this little guy. He's such a stud. I love him. Yeah, so as you can see here, what I'm doing is I'm just coloring it in with this base color, and then we're going to come back in and do some highlighting, some darkening. But actually, I think I'm going to lay in some of these gaps here and just, I know it doesn't look quite right, but I'm going to come back in and do those with dark, and I don't want them to get lost, because like sometimes if I'm flipping back and forth shit that's like, oh, is it not there? Like, it is there, it's a problem. Like, this actually showed me here, see how the black line was hiding the white line that I need to cover here? Like, there's gap that looks like it's in line with the, there's got to be a solution to that I do not know about. So if you're a digital artist and you know how to not have that happen, spill the beans. Teach an old dog new tricks. Absolutely on the verge of like just going and getting Skillshare and trying out the art path on this skill tree. You know what I mean? More into the reds, I think. I believe a more reddish brown is appropriate for this guitar. It's not even kind of what I meant. Let's go redder, darker. That's what I meant. Alright, and actually let's cover thy ass, as the saying goes. I'll save this. That's already cool, we're good. And then we get a new layer. Now I don't have to worry about none of that shit. I can scribble over it, don't matter. Back to, let's do the whole guitar. Let's just paint us a guitar. No skeleton hand included. Pardon me. And obviously I'm going to shadow this later, but for now, I'm just going to slap down some base coat. All my mini peeps know what I'm talking about there. Stay inside the lines. That's all you got to do. Just lay down the color. Get started. Hello viewer. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Alright, cool. So we got little Bone Daddy here with his little jammer. Hitting a note. Let's put some, and I kind of want to do something ill with his fucking guitar, like neck of his guitar, right? Put some like shiny. So I think this blue is going to hit some notes here. Alright, we're going to try it. Yeah, we're good. So far, so good. I'll switch up my background so I can see. Cool. Yeah, we're looking pretty solid. Let's go. Blue 42. Yeah, it's kind of got that turquoise. And we'll slap some red in it. Actually, God, this is 100% something you grab reference for, so. Sugar Skull. Oh man, they're so beautiful. Oh, they're so beautiful. Okay, this can't be, it can't be red. It has to be like pink. Boom. The blue is good though. Bandito! Bandit don't really care. Yo, what's up, my dude? Can you hear me okay? I know the microphone's like all the way over here, and I'm like facing this way, and I got the air conditioner blowing because it's fucking hot as shit in here. But we're holding it down. It's not as hot as it was yesterday, damn it. What do you think of the sugar daddy here? Give me your honest read, Pilgrim. I need some colors from that so I can get in there. Good on those cracks. Oh, it's all good. Sweet. Yeah, I got a bunch of your stuff up here. Let's see. Delirium, roll 20 assets, tokens. Oh, these are just the ones that I finished already. I guess. Delirium. Where am I? Oh, weak sauce. They're all. You're pro. They don't have a little. It seems like they should have the thumbnail here. Like, it's just a document, right? Like all these other images have thumbnails. Why doesn't PSD show me a thumbnail? That's so lame. Did you see Shabra already? I think I showed you Shabra last one of these last streams here. So probably nothing to show off there. I'm really proud of it. I love Shabra. I think it came out one of the best tokens I've done. I'm getting better. How's the hurricane going? Are you all okay? Seriously? How long, other viewers? Welcome to the Watcher DM thing. Oh, hold up, I lost you for a sec. Oh shit, is my... Okay, hold on. Make sure I'm not losing any packets. I've been having internet troubles the last couple of whatnots. So I'm looking at this. I'm feeling like the pink is kind of the jam. It's kind of what's going to end up on those teeth. I don't see. Well, maybe gold. Gold actually looks really good. Let's see if we can get some. Like that. Little bit. Little bits. Cool. Did you see Shabra? Did I show you that one? The finished drawing of Shabra? What's a good color for a sombrero? Oh, you haven't seen Shabra? Here, I will pull it up. You're gonna be so proud of your little goat boy. He's such a badass. Sorry, I'm super proud of it. Shabra, where are you? Shabra token. Yeah. Heck! Hella thick. The big, beautiful, flamey legs. And a sick loincloth. Looks clipped, right? I was stoked when I drew this. I was like, this looks really good. The face has this like totally goat thing. And I was like, I got through the drawing part. I was like, when I started coloring it, I was like, this dude needs like blue skin and like gray hair. Clip clop, motherfuckers. I love it. Clip clop. So all of our shit's got to be hooved from now on. It's cloven feet. So we got the sick cloven style thing going on. That actually reminds me. I remembered today my sister's old D&D character from back when we used to play when I was a teenager. And it was Gladys Strongarm, and it was this amazing centaur that she played. And I was like, man, I probably know or could remember like a lot of characters from back then that would be super clutch right now for NPCs. Like, I'm just gonna make them and stat block them and show like there were second edition characters. So I'm curious what you could rebuild. But one of my favorite characters of all time was Bazet Darkon. He was a wizard that I spec'd into engineering because in 2E we homebrewed our own proficiencies, and I was like, well, engineering is definitely a proficiency. But in this context, it mostly means like bridges and shit. But my wizard knows wizard shit, so we're gonna mix those two little birds in a basket and make us a gun. So it was fun. It was lots of fun. Cool. And you like the sugar skull here so far, Pickin'? I need to find sombrero reference so that I'm painting this sombrero proper. I kind of feel like that did not hit the mark. I want like a mariachi sombrero. Oh yeah, that's the magic I was looking for. So, interestingly, and probably to no one's surprise but my own, I need to change the drawing a little bit. So maybe some dangly cork bits. Yeah, there could be some dangles. There's definitely like a tassel motif. What I'm not seeing that I had anticipated by the way that I drew this is like some kind of like thick upward brim that's like turned, and it doesn't look that way. It's not right. So I think what I'm gonna do here is grab my eraser tool, and yeah, it's on the right settings. We're fine. We're fine. And I'm gonna wipe this line out. And actually, probably gonna wipe this light out too. In fact, we're just gonna redraw the whole fucking thing. And I'm vibing with the dangly cork bits. I think that's exactly where we're going with this. But let me get a brim. And then the top, which looks good. And then, so I think the best way for me to approach this with the color scheme that I'm looking at is actually to start with the black. So I'm going to lay down a black coat here. And then I'm going to do gold, it looks like. Gold, green, and red. Or just gold. Kind of inlays all around it. Try and get that to look right. We'll do like not a real black for the hat top part so that it stands out a little bit. Oops. That's weird. So talk to me about these dangly cork bits. Are they like are they corks, or are they like little balls like wrapped in fabric? You know what I'm talking about? Cork balls? Cork balls? You got your cork balls? Cork balls, cork balls. Oops. Control Z, Control Z. actually need a layer on top here to get this to, I think, work right. But what I'm trying to do here is hit the whole rim. With some gold. Maybe a little more. And it looks like there's kind of like a stripes. Down here, and down the intensity a little bit. Oops. We're doing the distribution wrong. But, you know, now that I think about it, let's do the distribution properly. Make a new layer. Just draw one tassel. And we'll just copy that sumbitch and move them around. So now I can say, okay, in between here and here, how many do I need? And then where's my midway point, right? So there's halfway. Whoop. Move you over here, senor. This is actually the left side of that hat, and this is probably a little more like here. Here. And then I can, whoops, wrong layer. Just grab this, hang it off of here. Here. It does look pretty legit, doesn't it? This little mariachi is just kicking ass. Sorry. I'm excited about my own work here. It's just something I don't get to very often, so that's good. It's a mood. I've got my hat colors here, and I'm feeling like this needs some texture. Just a little bit. The hand, I think down here, that's under the guitar needs to be over it. Easy. Done. Let's shade up the skeleton. Let's do this. Let's do this shit. So, I'm going to copy a layer. Well, hold on. Do I need to do that? I probably don't need to do that. I'm going to throw that away. I'm going to make a new layer. I'm going to grab my old one. And I'm going to select the pixels on it, which I kind of need my mouse to do because I'm not sure how to use my tablet properly. It's so stupid. This thing came with like a remote. First thing out of the gate, I lose it. I have no idea. I bought it like 2 years ago and I lost the remote and I've never found it since. It's like the remote just moved away. Alright, so I go back to my layer here and we slap down some, let's see here. Yeah, I think we're just going to go with a dark gray for our shade layer. So it'll just be like this. I'll put this in the background here. These voids. And then the neck, because that's behind the skull. I have a little dirt down here. A little dash under the stash, as they say. And then we need the brow rim with the gonna go fill it in. Oh my god, it's so hot. Yeah, it's a badass off between this guy and Shabra. You know, that's actually what I need in my life is some more freaking like cowboy country. I don't know why. I had a girl once turn me on to cowboy country, and I never had the real opportunity to make it up to her. A woman once drove me to drink, and I never even had the courtesy to thank her. Fields. God, I haven't thought about W.C. Fields in a hot minute. So, you may be thinking, Gabe, what are you doing? You're ruining your drawing. That's a normal reaction to somebody going with a bunch of gray. But check it. I've got fade control on that shit. Ooh, no shadows? Ooh, some shadows? More shadows. I knew. Right? Alright. Unfortunately, that's only the skeleton, which probably honestly needs another layer of shadow depth, but I think I only gave Shabra like one. And also, this is something I have to keep looking out for, is this looks great here, but does it read right? Like, you gotta... So, select... Actually, there's gotta be a view for this. Where's the previewer? Extras. Show. Roof setup? I don't know. I don't know how to do this. Window. A smash? The first thing I need to take care of is Gracia scheduling. I was thinking of taking a camping trip this weekend, but for various reasons... Okay, I don't need to read that out loud. Patterns, properties, paragraphs, notes, navigator. I don't see it. Does anybody see the preview at all on here? Essentials, painting, photography, recent essentials. This is so stupid. Like, I just got Procreate on my tablet, and I've got to say it's just such a dream of an experience compared to using this fucking shit. Sucks. Oh god, what am I doing? Okay, this thing, please. Show me some leg. Alright, let's get this guitar. Let's knock this thing out the water. So, these, and then I'll do the neck separately. So, grab this here. Getting off of Grazia. Yeah, you left us on an island too long. We're causing too much trouble. Haha, DM. Neener. So we gotta clip that and send that to fucking Andrew. Okay. So same basic story, except this time I'm using a putting this layer on top, and I'm using a color instead of like just a white, because, well, I don't need to explain to you why I'm doing what I'm doing. If you're interested, ask, I guess. Ooh, free this weekend. I get to play with Legendary. I don't think they understand like how stoked that makes me. I love them as a fucking player and a person, like, so much. It's such a good experience, like, every time they play. I was deep into their backstory the other day. I was reading their backstory, which is just, it's so good. Alright, so I'm gonna actually do a cool thing here where I can shade away by erasing. So I got the free lines there, and we get the free kind of lines there by erasing. It doesn't look very good though. Golly. It's definitely the weakest part of the drawing. Alright, let's throw some... Oh, actually, hold on a sec. Where was I? Is this... Yeah, so... Yeah, we're erasing. Moved it down to 7. It probably needs to be... Oh, it is hard round. Oh, hell. Probably needs to be like 3 TBH. In fact, I'm just gonna undo everything I just did. I don't like it. I'm gonna do this one instead. We're gonna get this shadow right. Some arm sticking out. And just a little bit of shade there. A little bit of shade there. One more slants. So light. I also am just now realizing I totally missed a spot on the skeleton, which is why I did the layer this way. Because when you do that shit, it's much easier to fix when they're in separate layers. So just bring this back up to full. I grab the color from it. That's fine. This is fine. And that will allow me to paint on it with select, deselect. We're going to put this underneath that. And a little bit of shade here. A little bit of shade here. Yeah, seems legit. Don't let the good be the enemy of the done. As a wise boss of mine once told me. Okay, and then I really do want to do like just a heckin' like shine on this guitar, kinda. I don't know if this is appropriate or not. See, it's so stupid how stupid something looks until you put some, like, highlights on it or something, and then it's all like, ah! You're like, what the fuck? Where were you hiding? Where you been all night, girl? Yeah, now it definitely says guitar in the hands of a Sugar Skull Mariachi. It's exactly what this image says. It's exactly what it means on the tin. It's on the label. And it looks like I just got my Sunday booked, which is dope. Oh. Oh. Fook. Can't do 2 to 6 on Friday. What about the Thursday? I have the day off. I don't think he does. That's Saturday too. Okay. Saturday's actually fine with me. I think Saturday would probably be preferable. I don't think I have anything planned for Saturday other than to release a fucking module. Have you heard? We do that every week now, somehow, without dying. Surprised? Us too! Saturday, 2 to 6. Okay, made a group chat for Gracia with Polo. I'm doing show at the time. Yes. God, I really think Saturday, 2 to 6 is kind of ideal. I gotta say, I'm going for the gold. I'm saying what I want. Mess around with that multiple options bullshit. Okay, let's look at it on black so we can see. That still totally reads. I think we're good. So we're gonna save this. I'm going to put it into the game. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna switch the stuff. Did you lol at me? Are you fucking lolling at me? Actually, it reminds me. I haven't had my headphones on. I have no idea what the sounds are, other than the ones that are pinging me in the ear. So, back onto this. I can usually hear when I'm way too close to the microphone. And I haven't been able to do that, so I've probably been like blowing out your fucking speakers. Which is basically how I live my life. This is common practice. Let's see what browser does. Browser does my background. It's so pretty. So, let me save this off real quick. Export. Quick. Oh, wrong button. There. Export. Quick export as PNG. Okay, and then we go to Roll20 assets, we go to tokens, and it is Sugar Mariachi token. I get it named. I export it, and now the magic begins. So, actually, it's kind of serendipitous that you're in the chat right now because if I remember correctly, these are not statted. They do not have a stat block. The Sugar Mariachi could well be invincible. So maybe you can answer this burning question that only I have. Let me first add this junk though. I don't even know if this is the right browser to add. Hold on a sec. Let me close that and not tempt myself. I'm just gonna close everything. Start fresh. A whole new experience. Give me the empty shit. Mariachi sombrero. Oh god, it didn't. Does it really? I think it only does it when you fucking color. Okay, whatever. Where? Oh my god. Browsers. Get your shit together. Okay. All my browsers are closed except for this one. Edit the module. Oh, new tab. Ooh, there we go. Alas. Music can never die. From the words of the author himself, music can never die. So yeah, Sombrero Mariachi, Sugar Skull Mariachi is undead, not through necromancy, but instead through the immortal power of music. Is what I'm hearing as a reader. Does that hit the? Are we hitting the right notes? We're playing the right game here. It actually came up today. There was a question, like we were just talking about the stuff that we're doing and what we're building and stuff, and somebody brought up cyberpunk content or like sci-fi content, and I was like, oh, dude, like Austin would fucking eat that shit up. That'd be so good. Oh, with the mariachis, they're not statted in the module, so I think I'm just not gonna stat them. I'm gonna like basically be like, if you're yeah, cyberpunk, like, well, not necessarily cyberpunk, yes, cyberpunk, but the idea being that instead of, so like right now there's a fucking swamped market of people playing Dungeons and Dragons and writing Dungeons and Dragons content, so that market is pretty well covered. Maybe even overcovered, like it's kind of saturated, so standing out in that marketplace is very difficult. Even if your content is really good or like unique or interesting in some way. So the idea was to do a little research, and it looked like cyberpunk is kind of a growing scene. Like a lot of people who came in to Dungeons and Dragons over the last like 5 or 10 years. And have kind of played, you know, their fill of Dungeons and Dragons, but find something more narrative like Cyberpunk or Traveler, or there's a ton of games out there that you can play, like Starfinder, that are all sci-fi based, right? And the idea is like, who's making modules for those people? Is there enough of those people to make it worth making modules for? And I think largely so far the answer has been no. Like, there's not a lot of things in the market because there's not a ton of people. But that might be changing, and it might be fun to, since we're making content that basically, if the option is get read by no one because there's too much content that's competing with yours, or get read by everybody who's into that content because they can't get anything else, like, it kind of doesn't matter to me which audience, right? Like, and more importantly, I think sci-fi can open up some storytelling possibilities that you'd have a hard time achieving in fantasy. Then again, with your stuff, I could very easily see Moon Elves. I'm pretty sure Starfinder's OGL. Pathfinder stuff is like all OGL. In fact, your Wild Magic question earlier, the Wild Magic Surge that we originally had slated, so there is a Wild Magic Surge out there in SRD land. It's the Roll20 Pathfinder, like Wild Magic, right? And you can use it. You can just go and like add Wild Magic Surge to your game, and basically in your license you just say, yeah, use Wild Magic Surge from the Pathfinder source book, this URL, or we could even include their table and just, give them credits. Wild Magic ideas taken from Paizo, and we would not be breaking the Wizards of the Coast license agreement. Alright, let's get this guy in here. I've been slackjawing for way too long now. So here's the encounter tokens, and largely what I've been doing with these guys is because I want them to be kind of unique. I've been like swapping out parts of them and stuff, and changing colors and then making like variations of them. I don't think I'm going to do that with this token, so I think I'm just free to just add it as a character. And these are not the Drinking Dad, right? The Drinking Dad are already accounted for. So this would be Sugar Skull Mariachi. And it doesn't matter any of that. And I grab my Watcher DM folder with all my stuff in it. Oh my god, it looks so good! And I actually managed to make it look pretty on point with the other skeleton tokens too. Okay. So he's here. Sugar Mariachi goes after Smart Boy and before Summer Boy. And I'm gonna save it. We're gonna close it. We're gonna open up the Saltwater Saloon scene, which has a bunch of Drinking Dead in it. Oh yeah, Zapiku. Best damn maps in the West. And then we're gonna slap some Sugar Skull Mario. Oh, fuck me. Ook. Ook. It's all going wrong. Think I can just pull them over? Okay, cool. Yeah, look at these two. They totally belong with each other. It was meant to be. So, and then we go up here. Now, the thing is there's not really like a stage per se. So I'm kind of thinking they all just like are chilling by the piano, which is totally fine. I think there's 4 of them. I'll read the module. Actually, haha, I'm in it. I can just go straight to it. So it is the, I don't know if you noticed this, but the little places have the image in them now. So it's totally clear where you are. I would love to be able to add a link here that opens the right scene and moves the players to it. That'd be fucking mind-blowingly cool, but we don't have that yet in Roll20, I don't think. But I will look it up. So, oh, you play? If the dead are not hostile, they may be talked with, though they relate almost every question to grievances from their lives with all the narcissism of a drunken legionnaire. I love this. They all hate Karazar with a passion, and died in the bottle only to find their souls could not depart to their final rest. The righteous are depressed, the wicked happy to have skipped out on their soul's ultimate reward. If spoken to, the band will ask if there are any musicians in the party. Hey man, you guys got anybody play the harmonica? A decent accompanist who proceeds a DC-13 charisma performance check can win their favor and earn an anti-song, which casts silence when played. The song is not meant for mortal ears. We should totally put a meta comment on this that's like, also, after you tell players about this song, pretend like you can't hear them when they say the words silent song. I'm sorry, what now? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. What's your poison? Want a drink? It's full of dead drunk men. I'm going back to listening to the band on stage. 4 skeletal mariachis, okay. In with their heads like sugar skulls. And these guys don't get no need for no love. They're fine. So come back in here, click on these, say use this token. This is appropriate. Please use it. And then we go to character sheet. And actually, I think I'm just going to put this in the bio. The sugar, skeleton, mariachis. Cannot be killed. And only attack the emotions of their enemies with sweet music. Is that good? Is that good enough? The sugar skeleton mariachi cannot be killed and only attack the emotion of their enemies. Sweet music. Go, man. You're a badass. That's all 4 of you. That's four tokens down. Come on. So that's that scene. And then I'm a little unstoked about the desert sands and the ladder to the sun. I haven't figured out the ladder to the sun yet. It's going to be a beast. This is the kind of placeholder map I have for the water cave. God, I thought I put these guys in here. Did I not? That's super weird. I thought I had those guys done. I guess that's impossible, because they're not done now. So, we're going to switch back to the Photoshop. We're going to do another one. We're going to do it. Shabra closed. Sugar Mariachi closed. Oh, I was doing another one. I gotta do Melidra. We're doing Melidra. That's all there is to it. Alright. So, a white background. Let's get that dark background. Let's do it here. And I feel like because Melidra is a devil in disguise, it makes sense for them to be a white devil in disguise, or they're in a white devil disguise. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. But skin tone is a consideration to make whenever creating art for something. also, I didn't want to mention this, but you can tell that this is actually another, it's a pocket dimension, because everybody in the dimension has only 3 fingers. Intentionally made it like a Simpsons world. There was this amazing song back in the early 2000s, I think, or 90s. I want to say it was by Front 242. It's like, there are a lot of innocent people in the world being crucified. No, it was I think it was Ministry, actually. Fuck me. Let's get some color on that face, boy. I'm in so much woe. I'm in so much woe, dude. Whoa, dude, not in the... Do not drink my blood, bro. Okay, so then we're gonna hit some blondish notes here. Are we going for the browns? Oh. Oh, hi. Hello. Some brown hair is pretty good. Seems a decent shade. I think it matches most of the other drawings too. And then I can pack it down here a little bit to get my wood color. Oh, wait a minute, what am I doing? Yeah, I'm fine. Actually, check this out. Boom. Now I can just go boom. Boom, hammer. I don't have to worry about it. I can be as sloppy as I want. Which probably isn't a good habit to get into, but it is certainly expedient. So, I'm about it. Not having to worry about your lines by just doing clever layering is... I don't know if anybody else does that. If you're an artist, you know what the fuck you're doing, let me know. If you're not, you can tell me whatever the hell you want, I wouldn't know the difference. Big jump birds, what it is. Started writing a blog post about that character. Called the best Kenku I ever met. I would really love to, like, provide that as an article with, like, so you want to play a Kenku, huh? And just be like, here's 10 lists of 5 things each that are shit your bird heard that matters to them and is funny as fuck, and just be like, and just, yeah, people could just grab our little random table and play a Kenku and be like, wah wah. Rip Group 1, hello. Welcome to La Party. I'm a watcher DM. I'm gonna make a D&D 5e thing. And right now I am drawing a crucified man in his underwear. Still made of meat, which is, I think, as most of us, pretty good. You're a new DM, that's fantastic. Have you run it, have you run your first game, or are you running, you were voluntold? Cool, well welcome to probably the most fun job in role-playing games. Cool. Yeah, no, make your own campaign. It's absolutely... You know, I think there was some research that was done. Yeah, that's real. Who was your DM? Do they need a break? Taking a little break? They like your storytelling? Okay, yeah, see, I missed a bunch of spots. I gotta go back over it. Oh, it's a whole new group. Okay, cool. Are they all new to Dungeons and Dragons, or they all new to role playing game in general? I was not being facetious at all, by the way. DMing is absolutely one of the best things that's ever happened to me personally. Oh, okay, cool. No, that's perfect. That's perfect. If you got a bunch of people who are learning together and you all can kind of realize that and like help each other. The worst thing in D&D that I've seen is when a group of people are impatient with new players. Because we were all new once, like we all have to learn how the game works, and I don't know, it's just like, that's awesome. The beginner set is super good. Um, that probably means you're going to be doing, is it the Lost Mansions of Fendelver? Or is it the other one? Because I think there's a ice one right now, too. Yeah, that's a good set. Yeah, that's okay. You don't have to know. Um, Although, if you want to throw something your party will definitely have no idea what it is, and you're looking for something, we have some free modules on our website. So if you want to go pick some up, I'd love for you to join us and check out the content and, tell us what you think. And yeah, I'm working on doing some Roll20 boards right now for one of our modules that we deployed, the Doom Desert and the Decanter of Delirium. It's honestly a little complicated for a first-time DM. Like, it's pretty weird. But, check it out. Like, who knows? I'll be honest with you. It's one of the only modules I've ever seen that you read you can read it completely out of context and just laugh the whole time and not ever run it. It's hilarious, ridiculous, and great. More a work of literary fiction than just a technical manual for a game, although it works as both. But we just also released a Druid of Ravenhenge adventure, which is really fun for first level characters. And it's great to plop into the middle of a game. It's got some really, really fun tables in it that can do things for you, like have the sprites play pranks on the PCs, and yeah, there's just some really cool stuff in it. But hey, thank you so much for following and welcome, and I really appreciate you coming and checking out the channel. You want to make your own campaign? I totally feel that. Ooh. Mid-dungeon, getting revived by nature. Yeah. That's some shit. That's a good. That's good. I don't know what race I wanted to be. Ancient wizard. Well, if he's ancient, right? Either, like there should be some lineage that lets him live for a long time, or he has some magical power, right? That allows him to extend his life. So, yeah, wizards. I mean, yeah, it's a good one. I'll tell you, I've got a wizard in my game for a long time. Yeah, his own magic helps him live forever. So actually, it's interesting. You should take a look at the Dungeon Master's Guide and the Player's Handbook and try and figure out how, using the spells in those two books and the powers in those two books, you could actually create immortality. Because I think it's more complicated than people like narratively think from a mechanical perspective. And I'm not saying you should stick to the mechanics at all, by the way. Totally make up your own shit. Totally have a great time doing it. But knowing how a player character wizard could achieve immortality given the rules that they get, like, is a very interesting exercise. It tells you a lot about what your wizard knows, right? If he's already able to make himself live forever, there's probably some really cool spells that he's got that are from previous, right, exercises in the endeavor of immortality. Cursed Necklace is good. Yeah, that's starting to sound like, so liches are a kind of version of that where they become undead, and they store their soul in a phylactery so it can't be taken to the realm where it belongs. But to do that, they have to give up basically they're not alive anymore. They're technically moved on. They're just stuck in a phylactery, and they can control their body like a robot or something, basically. Kind of. I don't know. That's how I always imagine liches. I'm sure there's way better opinions about it than mine, but that's kind of how I envision liches. Of course, the beauty of D&D, you can do whatever you want. Like, maybe your wizard is, you know, just like eats a little dew, morning dew every morning, you know, just a little one drop of dew, and that satisfies him. He's ancient and got everything that boosts his magic maxed. Yeah. So it's not actually it's not actually about what he knows, right? Because he all powerful, knows everything, fine. But I cast everything isn't a spell, right? So what the exercise is about is determining what his likes and dislikes are, right? What's his favorite spell? Does he like disintegrate ray people, or does he like mass hold them and like torture them? I don't know, like what kind of wizard you've got going on. So it's kind of his personality will tell you a lot too about his magic and stuff. The maximum, remember, all the villains out there in the world, max out powers, crazy abilities and stuff. They all have weakness. They all have a weakness, and it's not usually a combat weakness, it's a character weakness. And that's what makes them a villain. It also what makes them beatable. Like, in a lot of contexts and a lot of storytelling, that's where you're going, right? Is you're trying to tell a story about how, you know, whatever the power is that the players are opposing can be brought down through their actions, or through revealing, like, you know, the truth about the villain's weakness. But it does sound like a super cool idea, and I'm all about this. Unless, like, is he a good guy? Right? He's a good guy. He brought them back to life. Why? Why did he bring them back to life? This is a good story start. I love the in media res where you're like, yeah, you guys were in a dungeon. You died. This guy comes along and brings you back. So I would love to hear more about it. My God. Okay, my mom just delivered dinner. I kind of want to show you guys. I want to do damage based on ones and twos. I don't know what to make the health. I don't know what it means that I want to do damage based on ones and twos. I'm not sure what that means. So scope the dish. That's stuffed jalapenos with bacon on them and asparagus, and I'm pretty sure it's buffalo chicken. You either do 1 or 2 damage. Oh, are you talking about like changing the rules of the game so that they're simpler, so you either do 1 or 2 damage, or instead of using the rules in the book which have the dice rolling damage, or I'm maybe not understanding. And I still need to finish this thing, so get this. Go. Fill in the white spaces. Mucked up. I put 2 colors on 1 layer. So I don't know if anybody else in stream saw the Exandria Unlimited Critical Role game the other day, but I did, and I really enjoyed it. 1 second, please. exactly. Yeah, cool. Sounds like a cool idea. I'll be honest. Like I've messed around with some damage rules and stuff. And tried to like. I would say. Okay. Cool. Yeah. 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 There are games out there that are like really narrative driven, where it's like you roll really simplified dice, and they kind of drive a lot of narrative impact. Instead of like in D&D, you roll dice to hit, and then you know either get hit or not. So it's a little bit different. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. What some bandito don't really care said is legit. Oh my god, this blue looks so good on this. I love it. Water. Black. Okay, looking good, looking good. Oops. Teeth. Don't forget the teeth. Whites. Whites. Black. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do this. I need that color. It's fine. And I need this layer. Feet ropes in there. Already got that. I need a little bit of teeth. And then it looks like I got a little bit of overdraw over here. Clean up a bit. Cool. And such fun. Such crucified man. Yep, that's the browns. So, I'm gonna grab. My God. Oh God. Yep. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do this instead. Brown. Gotta get this up here. Make sure that I've got it. Ah, yeah, it goes. It's way up out of the frame. I didn't know it was up there. The party is going too fast for me. I'm setting it up so they come across a door and roll a d20 that the party can't see. So over anything over 10, the door gives them an item. So the cursed or enchanted. So 10 or under, the door does nothing. Walk through the door to get said object. Cool. Yeah, I'd be interested to know what your cursed and enchanted objects are. Just like your players would, I'm sure. Have you and your players already done session 0? So here. Okay. There. It's water. Yep. So, if you're not familiar with Session Zero, please Google it. It's basically a session where usually what you do is you do your character, so any character creation stuff and like explanation of characters and stuff during a Session Zero. But you also use that time to set up ground rules for the game so that everybody's playing the same game. Because if you start playing D&D and you haven't like said certain things like, hey, by the way, animal cruelty is off limits for me. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to be part of my story. Like, then you might have something that happens, and it could really affect somebody, right? So basically, D&D is best when you do kind of like just a consent check at the beginning of the game, where you're like, okay, the objective of the game is for everybody to have fun and play together. So, no poking each other and axing each other. Get angry, fine. Maybe even have interactions where your characters don't get along, that's fine. But if anybody tries to take an action against somebody else, the other person has to consent to it, right, for their character. Like, so that's something I do in my session zeros, is set up consent rules for PvP, basically, so that players can have consensual PvP, but it's exactly that, it's consensual PvP. And then otherwise, like safety tools, like X card and lines and veils, which I think are both explained in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. And there might even be a section about it in the Dungeon Master's Guide, although I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll have to look it up. I kind of like the water. Yeah, I mean, so right. So you say something like no harming each other, but then like if you don't say that up front, right? If you don't have a session where you say these are the rules that I'm going to hold you to, right? Um so session zero is just a time and a place to clear all that stuff up, make sure everybody understands what's expected of them in terms of like when they show up or if they're going to be on their phones and stuff. Like it depends, right? Like you got to figure that out as a group. Like what do you want to do? And believe it or not, like I know you said no harming each other. Like I've played in games where all the PCs were antagonistic towards each other. All the characters did not like each other and were like trying to get at each other, but it was all done to the service of the story, right? And it was hella fun. Like yes, some people died. I was one of them, but how I got killed was awesome. And like I got some licks in and it was super fun, right? And we were digging at each other. It was more of like that was the point of the game. So I think like you can have any kind of game you want. You just got to set the table right and say this is the kind of game that we're trying to do. Is everybody in agreement with that? That's all. That's all session zeros. So yeah, I encourage everybody to do a session zero. I think it's a super smart practice I wish we'd been doing back in the 90s. TBH. Alright, let's get some. What are we doing here? So I need a shade layer for skin. I'm just gonna do it in gray again. Oops. Wait. Oh. Ooh, the Ancient Wizard is for hire. Party starts level 3 with 5,000 total gold. The wizard can be hired for 2,000 gold. If they get an item, the wizard has been hired. Will inspect the object with his magic and find any curses and any enchantments. Nothing outside of this. I was told I'm the DM for the first campaign like 2 days ago. Oh. Cool. So, it sounds like you've got some cool ideas. And I like them. It sounds like the way that you're contextualizing the ideas, you're thinking about these ideas, is you've got like some big cool stuff, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna throw this at him, like this cool door thing, this cool wizard thing, lots of money, right? And they're starting at a level 3 with a kind of interesting like intro, like hey, you wake up in a dungeon, you were all dead. And those are all cool ideas. The structure of an adventure, I'd say the best way to approach structuring an adventure, imagining what it's going to be like at the table when you've got, I don't know how many players you have, but like 3 or 4 or 5 players right around the table, and the structure of that play, right, is a good way to think about it is the scenes, right? So you've got to go up in the cave and negotiate with the wizard, right? So who apparently resurrects them and then offers to be hired by them. I'm not sure. That's unclear, right? And that's something you would want to define in the scene, right? Is how does the wizard interact with the party? What are the options available when interacting with the party? What can he or will he do if offered what, right? Because they've got a bunch of money. So spell some of that stuff out so that this wizard has an interesting interaction. That's what you call a social pillar of play, right? So that scene is a social scene, right? Now imagine then instead that they wake up, they immediately attack the wizard, right? For whatever reason, players are crazy, they do that shit. What's the combat scenario for the wizard? It sounds like they would be roached or he would just leave, right? So that's one way to look at that scene, right? So you've got the area that it's in, you've got the actors in it, and then you set a scene, and then you think about the scenes, and you usually want to hit about 6 or 8 scenes in a given D&D game evening. That's about 3 or 4 hours of play, with each scene being about a half an hour. You're going to give or take some, and usually combat will take longer. So your social scenes, exploration scenes might take a little less. Your combat scenes will usually take a little longer because they're a little more rules heavy. But that's how I try to approach like prepping for a game. So really, what I'm thinking is like, okay, here's 8 things they're going to see in the night, and then I might think of like a couple more, and I'm talking like a sentence per thing, right? So you write like 8 sentences, maybe like 4 more for like backup stuff, maybe an idea or 2 with like some, I want them to find a specific treasure, or I want them to get a specific piece of information, you know, or whatever. And then I look at the scenes, right, and like 1, 2, 3, 4, like just kind of count them off, and for each scene go like, is this an upbeat or a downbeat, right? So upbeats are when the players are in control, they succeed at things, they feel like they're, you know, like things are progressing for them. And trust me, that's a narrative mechanism. That's something you're doing, like, kind of for them, right? You control the world. So if you're like telling them how they're leveling up and they're skilling and stuff, that's montage. You are doing that for their brain, where they're like, oh cool, my character's getting better at stuff, even if there's no practical effect, right? So remember that, like, you have the power to do that. But the scenes should really be about what the characters are doing and how the world is reacting to it. So make sure to spotlight, right, is the other thing, is spotlighting. So you give each player some time in each scene to be the center of attention, take the floor basically, say what their character does, interact, right? And then you can role play back and forth with them, and other people can do the same thing. With new players, I would say look out for 2 things. This is just like a lookout, just in case one of your players happens to have one of these tendencies. But they're pretty universal tendencies. So I'm gonna bet that you might find somebody who's like this. So there's two kinds of players that you really gotta like. You want to be super aware of. One of them is gonna suck all the oxygen out of the room. They are totally, and they may not be doing it intentionally. I know I don't do it intentionally. I am one of these people. They talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. They got so much stuff to say, and it's really hard to get a word in edgewise. And so love them. They want to play. They usually are engaged and excited, but they can kind of make it into a them show occasionally. And it's good to just be aware of that. If you've got one of those players, you're going to want to do some work with them to make sure that they understand how spotlighting works and why it's critical and why it's fun. The other players are super shy, and I see a lot of DMs actually get super frustrated at super shy players because their characters don't role play very often, and they may just be chilling and like playing the game, but not really engaging in the way that a DM feels like, oh, I've got this person who's interacting with me and stuff. Definitely, probe that if you have one of those players. Like, probe it a little bit. You're like, hey, are you actually having fun? Like, you seem kind of distant, like you're relaxed. Like messing with the DM. I took a grave domain cleric. Yeah, they do like messing with the DM. Yeah, Grave Domain Cleric, first of all, is just broken. Like, ridiculously broken. Rogue, everybody knew Rogue was broken. Rogue's been broken forever. Can't fix Rogue. So yeah, but if you get somebody who's pretty shy, it's, I guess there's two things there. It's totally okay. First is the thing I would say, right? Is like they don't have to not be. Oh, by the way, Grave Domain Cleric is already OP, so you lose. But you'll be fine. It's not that bad. I have a Grave Domain Cleric that I love very much, and he's thick. It's a thick boy with all kinds of moves. But yeah, try and make sure to spotlight your shy players every once in a while. Make sure that they get an opportunity to interact with the game. And I would say the best way to handle a shy player is to make sure to give them very explicit options about what their character can and can't do in the scene, so that they don't really, like, if they want to engage, they can engage by asking questions and filling out more, and like maybe they'll tell you, something really specific that they want to do, very imaginative and creative. But then they don't feel like they have to, right? They're like, okay, cool, I'm gonna pick this one on the left here, and that's what we'll go with, and so it's okay to do that. So what you're talking about is when you say, because I want the monsters of the campaign to almost kill them, but not quite. So what you're talking about is tension. It's not actually a mechanic of the game, and so you can have a fight where the players almost die, and they still beat the guy, and they did not have any fun doing it. I know that sounds weird, but it's possible for all those things to be true at the same time. Jimmy Hearthstone, nice, classic card game. I wrote a blog article you should read about it's about Monster CR challenge and like engagement. So like people feel like it's tense when you tell them that it's tense, right? I know that's gonna be like, it's gonna be hard to get that. It's like there's mechanics, you're right, and them losing some hit points for sure will make them go like, oh crap, we're on the ropes. But they're players, they always feel like that. Like unless they're really cocky and they're just like whoa, boom boom boom, then yeah, sure, knock them down a peg, fine, whatever. But largely monsters like aren't what provide tension. The monsters out of the book are great, and you'll have a blast, I'm sure, running whatever monsters. But do not be surprised when the party totally stomps them. It is likely to happen. It's what parties do. There's 4 of them, there's only 1 of you. So the chances of you outthinking all 4 of them, if they're all into killing the monster, is pretty low. And at the end of the day, like you said, but not quite, right? You want them to win. So the mix between those two things isn't necessarily about the monster being a badass or the players not being overpowered. It's about how you present the monsters and how you like tell them, right, the clues, the signals you give them that this fight isn't over, or like, no, this guy changes into something else. Like, you can do all kinds of weird stuff. You're a DM, you can do what the hell you want. So controlling the tempo, though, that tension tempo is really the whole game. It's like learning how to do that's the charms. All right, I'm kind of feeling Malinja. I think we need a little patch of lighter brown in the hair, which is oh yeah, and then this is going to come down a tad, and this is the hair layer, so we're just going to Jimmy Hearthstone is a cool name. Do you play Hearthstone at all? Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't do his diaper. You need to do his diaper. What is wrong with me? people in the party. Oh, cool. Well, Hearthstone is a popular card game by Blizzard Entertainment. It's pretty fun. I play it with my friend Crystallize. Alright, that's looking good. That's looking good, I think. Yeah, I'm kind of... Whoa. Really? That is so weird. Isn't that weird? Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. No. That's so weird. I'm gonna duplicate this. No, it looks terrible. What's the name of your weed joint? Alright. Let's get this stuff. Oh, no, that's the background drawing. Weird. What kind of sorcerer is it? So there's a bunch of different bloodlines. Matt Colville's new character is a sorcerer, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I don't need to do that. I can just export this. I set all this shit up beforehand. I'm so smart. I'm actually starting to learn how to automate some of my process. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, I'm walking on it. I want to make it so that each hero starts off with an item that has been passed down in the family lineage that has both enchants and curses. All I've been told is Jimmy's a half-elf sorcerer. Look, all I know is the guy's a sorcerer. His name is Jimmy. He's a half-elf. What do you want from me? I love it. I love it. So, yeah, that sounds like a really cool idea. I think, you know, it's an opportunity, right? Like, so here's the opportunity hidden in there. Is you go ask Jimmy, oh yeah, who's your family? I need to know who your family is. I need to know about your lineage. I need to know where you came from, because I need to know who gave you this, you know, object, and then figure out what the object is. Like, what's this? What are his people about? Right? Like, why is this half-elf sorcerer magical, and what does that mean about where he came from, and what would they have passed down given those two things? Right? That seems like a fun question to answer. You come up with all kinds of crazy shit. But yeah, I'd say definitely look out for giving your characters like too much magic items out of the gate. You can really quickly make it so that it's like that thing you were talking about where they're challenged. Yeah, not gonna happen. So, like, just, you know, mileage may vary. Have fun. Mostly have fun. That's the most important thing. And, you know, try and work with your players so that they have fun too. Important. Okay, I think I already exported this thing. So, we get to do the switchback. Are you ready? Is everybody ready? Hold on to something. Brace yourselves. Okay, cool. It went. It happened. We did it. We survived. And now we're on the other side. So, Melidra is going to be the centerpiece of this. Which is... now, Melidra definitely has two faces. So, Melidra is going to go into my rollable tables. And it just adds a new table, which is great. Melidra. And item. So what's cool here is I can grab my little penny, put it in the hole. Big damn drunk bird's what it is. Fucking that bird, man. Hiccup. Fucking bird. Here's Melidra. Drop it like it's hot. And this is the Crucified Man. Save. Actually looks pretty good. It actually looks pretty good. Does look a little dark, but I'm also kind of thinking that I'm gonna hit this background area again and try and do some follows them around, but does almost nothing. Probably add each person on Snap. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, communicate with your players for sure. Uh-oh. Giving them all pet companions and magic items? Whew. Yeah, it does almost nothing yet until you get a player character. You're going to be shoving those things through holes, putting them in dangerous situations. Good luck with your pets, man. Just kidding. I'm sure they'll be fine. I will say, though, the instinct for, like, pet love from players usually only applies to shit that they're not supposed to love in-game. So if you give them something, and they're like, oh, cool, I got a weasel. I'm fucking, like, what do I do with this weasel? I kick it. You know, they're ridiculous. They'll do dumbass shit. But as soon as you put some monster in front of them, they're like, oh, it's a wolf. I love puppies. And then you're like, fucking dude. It's a dire wolf. The thing wants to eat you. And they're like, it's so cute. Try and keep it. Super common. And that's not just a language you can take. Alright, I feel like, God, I gotta say, I feel like the map here is just, the image is too large. I'm gonna just shrink it and see what happens. So I feel like maybe this is just a more appropriate size for the battle map. Can I get a yay or nay on that, Austin? Let me try changing the size here and see if it. So I feel like this is just, what is it, it's 13? 12, looks like 12. Settings. Oh god. That didn't work. Alright. I forgot. You can't just set shit in the middle and hope it works. Not how the game works. So I'm gonna do this. Go back to my object layer, move a little Paco over here. And then, so we're at 20, and we got 6 missing from the side, so it's 14. 14 by 14. I think it's fine for this to be a little bit smaller. A 14 by 14 grid is, yeah, exactly. I don't really want to. I feel like I'm just making it big to make it big, and honestly, the drawing looks like shit. I'm gonna have to do it anyway. I'm gonna do it over again anyway. So might as well get it in the right size. And these little pews will have little lids on them. But let's finish Melidra first, because I think that base Melidra looks pretty good. And is in there now. I can add the character later, which I will. Whoa! Alright, we're back. So, we're going to save this token here, and we're going to close it. And then we're going to open Melidra the River Devil. Such charm. Such class. I love this monster. This is my favorite thing I've ever drawn, and I'm not even just saying that. Hate it if you want. It's the shit. Oh, guys, my dinner's getting super cold, and I know I usually go until 8, and I totally want to keep going with you, but man, it's getting cold. I want to eat my dinner. Alright, let's get this one done, and then I'm stopping for dinner, and that's all there is to it. But maybe I'll be back on later stream. I don't know. It kind of depends. If you would like me to, you should, I don't know, do something that indicates to me that you would like me to. Stomp your feet, holler my name, walk witter shins around a willow tree, yelling my name into the stars. Isn't that right? Some bandito? Some bandito, I don't know. Don't really care. Alright, what color is... I'm feeling like a murky gray, green kind of color here for Melidra's slimy fish shape. I'm actually, you know what I want to do with this? And this is going to sound weird and probably look even weirder, so we're just going to go on a little adventure here. I think what I want to do with the color for Melitra's River Devil shape is down the side here. I want to do like the salmon pink, you know what I mean? Like the with it. I think maybe it's rainbow trout that are like orange and green with a kind of silver stripe down them. You know what I'm talking about? This guy's my favorite too. Big drunk bird's what it is. Holy shit, man. Dang it, I'm glad you showed up. So what do you say, Chelsea? You gonna write for me? You gonna do make me 5 lists with 5 different sets of words that a Kenku could use based on different background characteristics, like the one that you made. Let's ship that as a blog post or a YouTube video or something. Just fucking tell people, look, that's how to do a Kenku, by the way. It's so good. It's so damn good. People would eat that shit up too. It's just amazing. By the way, for anybody who wasn't paying attention earlier, the best Kenku I've ever met is in chat right now. So ask them how they do it. Tell them to have a great day. Buy them a chocolate milkshake. I don't know. Do whatever makes you feel right about meeting that person because it's awesome. Also, in the chat is my author, my amazing, totally patient with my ass author, who's delivered 2 amazing modules now. One that has been published, which you can pick them on my website. It's that time. It must be that time. I'm shilling again. Go to the website, pick up the modules. They're free, so you don't really have an excuse other than I'm lazy, which is a perfectly legitimate excuse. If you're feeling that way, do you. But if you've got a few seconds and desire to read some of the fucking best damn D&D, hooey, that's some good shit. I love that. Yeah, go check out our modules. We take them pretty seriously, I think, and I think we create some pretty good content. I don't want to disparage anyone else's content by saying ours is the best, or even particularly, like, amazing. Obviously, there's a lot of people out there making a lot of content. I think a lot of it's really cool. But I will say our content is very different than anything you're going to find out there. In ways that are hard to articulate as valuable, but they're really valuable. They're really, really good. And this would be totally jerking myself off if I wrote them, which is why one of the reasons I don't write them. So it's not shameless self-promotion when I'm shilling for my authors, because I believe in them. They're actually really, really good. Okay, yeah, this is green looking good. Let's get the white parts down. You know, I probably could get away with not doing the thing I just did and actually just, I bet if I just did this and just toned it down, it would still show up. Yeah, you can see it, so I'm just gonna do that from now on. That seems a better way to waste my time. Don't you think? So I could be wrong about this, Austin, but I think there is a stat block for a River Devil in the in one of the Kobold Press books, and if there is, we should totally like bring Melidra back in another adventure and have her like on some whole other high level shit, because she's a dope character. Like, actually, I would say most of the characters that you've created that are like for this kind of stuff are, I totally want to see them again, like in other adventures. Recurring characters is a dope thing. Alright, now the question is, what color is the unitard, right? So, it's a river devil and a unitard. I think we're gonna go with this kind of... Ooh, yeah. Did you see that? Did you see that go up? Watch this. Watch this. Oh, wait a minute. No, I want the yellow to be in the star. Okay. So we're gonna do a big orange star. Let's see, I've got purple robes on the... Do some color theory here. I think it's gonna be pink and white. I think it's gonna be pink and white. Yeah. See? See? I knew you'd say some shit like that that they took my idea and made it way better. Fuck yes, dude. Melidra versus the leprous were spiders is an amazing idea. Yeah. It's awesome. But just the leprous were spiders actually by themselves are fucking great. Classic. Classic Austin Holm. Alright. Alright, so we got some gold and a gold star on the chest out of a really bright gold, and then we're gonna go with the pink here. And what I actually want to do, this is gonna be a little bit, I think it's gonna be a little bit hard to do, but I want to try it. We gotta try. I'm gonna try some things. So I'm gonna do a stripe here. Just like that. And then I kind of thinking like a stripe here. I got this line that makes it look like I was already thinking about a stripe. Maybe another little stripe over there. So it's kind of like stripey? Stripey pipey? I don't know if this will work either, but I kind of want to try it. There we go. Anyway, what the hell was I doing there? And then, so, I kind of like it. I kind of like it the way it is. I was originally thinking about blending them. But I kind of think this might be the right shade of sexual chocolate if you're picking up what I'm laying down. If you're smoking my fossilized absurdium with me. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I can see pixels at this level, and I'm just coloring in pixels. Like, this is super chill. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of curious. Like, I'm starting to wonder if like what I'm doing is just pixel art. Because if this is just pixel art, like I might actually be able to do pixel art. This is kind of fun. A good time was had by him who is doing it. Oh gosh. Okay. Alright, I kind of fucked it up down here. I'm not going to worry too much about it. This is the gym outfit of somebody who is very confident with their body, and I'm here for it. I think it's absolutely the right decision to make. We're going to go more into the red here to get mouth, inside mouth, because we have an open mouth, our first open mouth in the set. Although, it makes me wonder, does it make you wonder? What color is the inside of a fish monster's mouth, right? I think I've seen a lot of fish where they're just white, it's just white. But this one has teeth, and I think teeth makes it, it wouldn't look right, right? It just wouldn't look right. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and do inside of the mouth over there. Yeah, it looks fine. Whatever. And we do teeth, so I need whites and stuff. Which we're gonna do like so. Very good. Stand still, Malaysia. Ow, ow. Your teeth are sharp. Chill out, baby. Chill. I said suck the motherfucker. You biting me. Shit. I've been listening to too much Sublime lately, in case you don't know that. You probably don't. So you don't listen to my music with me. Why would you do that? That's absurd, and I don't appreciate you stalking me. I'm just kidding. You can listen to my music. I'm on Spotify as like Cyanide, I think, Cyanide Web Spinner. Maybe Gabriel? I don't know. If anybody knows how to find me on Spotify, I'd be interested to find out. Oh shit. See, I almost did the thing. I went straight into another color and started drawing, and I didn't do a layer. But the layers are how this shit's gonna come together. Trust. You know what? I should have used this fucking color for the teeth too. They look too clean. Melidra, although, no, Melidra's a River Devil. I'm betting on them having fucking toothpaste and shit. With chompers like that, they've got a good dental plan. It's a devil. Definitely dentists in hell. Definitely. Right? Am I right? Come on. You know what I'm talking about. All my dentist audience just went. I don't have a dentist audience. That's a joke. Oh god, did it again. Doing it again. Stop. Freeze. Okay, there we go. Seems legit. That's the contract on Karazar's soul. Easy. And then I need to think of what these green spikes are going to be. And I think we're just going to go with a nice high impact, brighter green to just make Melidra's decision to go into the pink range even more characteristic, appropriate. The cleric rogue named Zaza Oreg. Zaza? Is it Zaza? Zaza? Zuza? Zazu? Zuzan? I would just start calling them Zuzan. I'm also the guy, though, who called my friend Steven, for fucking like a year and a half too long. It was really bad. He's actually not my friend anymore. Probably, that did not help. Steven, I still get a crack out of that shit. That fucking Tuna the dog or whatever, and its little teeth. I guess I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it is. So that's the means. So claws I've already kind of sorted down here, so I missed a spot. Let's go back and get that spot. Where the hell is it? Where's my whites? Zaza. That is a pretty. There it is. There they are. I found them. That is a pretty cool character name. So the Grave Cleric Rogue, are they like two levels of Grave Cleric, one level of Rogue, two levels of Rogue, one level of Grave Cleric? Like, do you know anything else about them? One level rogue, two level cleric. I want this guy on a thermos lunchbox. I know, right? Melidra is marketable. This is the money shot right here. This is the pinnacle of my fucking art career right here. But I thank you. I would also like this person on a mug. Come from a line of thieves and assassins. Okay, so let me ask this question: how does somebody go from being an assassin thief to being a cleric? I understand they're a cleric of the grave. I get that, but do they know what a cleric is? It's a worshiper of a god, right? Yeah. I mean, it sounds OP, but yeah, being a cleric's a lot of work. Like it's a thing. I don't know. It's it's worth it. But yeah, see if your player knows. Okay. So like it's a thief rogue who worships Loki, for instance. Let's imagine we'll use the murder trickery god from the Norse pantheon for our conversation purposes today. So if you were a god of mischief, thieves and trickery, um, and somebody worshipped you, like, would you give them power? Or would you just take advantage of the fact that they're worshiping you? As, by the way, no judgment in that question. I'm just curious. Like, you are being a god of thieves and trickery. So, what does the god of thieves and trickery demand from his worshippers to give them power? Right? What are the holy days that they have to observe? What are the ceremonies that they have to perform in? Right? What are the things about the community of worshippers that makes being a cleric a cleric? Because if all I have to do to be a cleric is say, oh geez, God, it'd be really cool if you blasted this dude with lightning real quick, and God was like, no problem, dog. And I was like, sweet man, fuck off, like leave me alone. Like, I want to go do whatever the hell I want. Then, like that's not a real relationship with a god, right? Like that god is a chump or a simp. And I know my character's cool and everything, but damn, girl, like get off my nuts. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Even if I'm saying it wrong, you know what I'm saying. All right, let's we're gonna do this the kind of cheap and easy way because I really, really want that food. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw some tone over it. That's fine. Little shadow there, little shadow there. I need some shadow in the mouth. I need some shadow in my mouth. Gonna cover up the tongue. Until Malesia ain't got none. Look out for the gecko, it's a sun. Check it out. Getting fucking dingy, guys. They come from a lot of they decided to give them some other boots. Ritual will be something they do often, which is pickpocket gold off somebody so they don't realize what they're doing. Oh man. Yeah, your thief god is a chump. I'm just fucking with you, dude. I'm trolling you, so please don't take me seriously. Please don't write an angry letter to my Congress. Ooh, I don't have a Congress. Go ahead, write whatever letters you want. No such thing as bad press. Hi, Banks. It is super unclear where the shadows are on these scales, like on the spikes. So I'm just not gonna draw them. Yeah, deciding what the boots do sounds like a good idea. Boom, shaded, done, Schadenfreude. I'm pretty sure that's everything. I'm gonna hide the backgrounds. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So we file, exporten, quick exporten. Cantrip Valyria, Roll20 assets, tokens, Melidra Devil token. Alright, and then we come down here to Melidra list, and we add a token, and we say River Devil. And we give this a file. I think we're good. Oh, I forgotty. Scotty forgotty. They don't steal 50 gold a day from people. The boots make their hands heavier and they are louder. Okay. Save change. God, that looks fucking good. God damn it. Why you gotta be so fucking good? Alright, let's get you out of here. So, I need to add a Melidra token. Character. Whoa, God. My bad. Sorry, dude. Melidra. And I think I could be wrong. But I think I'm gonna slap this one up here, which is fine, because this is just it's just this one. And then what I do is I come down to Melidra, I go token. Okay, here's the token. So I click use selected token. Now, of course, that's not actually what I want to do. I want to switch this around later. But what that allows us to do is go, oh, yeah, they changed direction or whatever. I guess it's choose sign. Oop. I am now a monster. Right, hello. Okay, there you go. I am now a monster. Like louder steps. Not every day, every 3 days. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't need to know the rules to your enchanted boots, but enchantments their steps are almost silent. That sounds like a very powerful enchantment. Sounds like somebody with those boots could sneak into basically anywhere they wanted to. All right, cool. So this is a start. And then I think what I do here is I gotta. So this is the. You gotta set this shit up. Oh yeah, for sure. No, that's cool. I just like. I'm not gonna know the specific ins and outs of your magical item because it's not super gonna like. It's nothing for me, right? Like I don't have the boots. I don't play in the game. If you want my opinion about it, I can give you my opinion about it, but seems like you're just kind of talking out your stuff, and I think that's valuable, right? You could talk about your ideas and just have them aired, and you can see what they look like to you when you write them down. Like that's hell. The value of writing is thinking about that shit, right? Thinking about what you're gonna say. We need to create an NPC. This is story of a girl. Probably around the whole world. Actually, That is the stat block. But what I need to do is go to the text, which is, let's see, Melidra shows up in the water cave, which is this little bitty right here, I think. Yeah, water cave. And Melidra, this is this stat block. Boom shakalaka. So we'll just grab this. Innate spell casting looks good, looks good, looks good. I think I gotta put that stuff in there. Medium. So, let's say this is a celestial, but they're lawful. Are they lawful evil? I can't remember. You said something in the text. I need to pull it up again because I failed to read it. Saint Spring Sacrilege. Except Fiend, Lawful Evil. Okay, cool. So medium. Fiend. You didn't see that. Lawful Evil. Armor class 19. Holy smokes. That's like one of the highest armor classes in the game. Do you know that? Just kidding. 97 hit points too. This is definitely a CR4 monster, I can't believe it. Oh, Melidra, you old hag. How did we even deal with that when we played this? I'm trying to remember the Melidra encounter. I'm trying to remember how we got through it. I think I dealt with the guy? Bought water from him or something, maybe? I can't exactly remember. I don't think we fought the worshippers. We were just like, hey, what's up? They were like, water? I was like, I brought my own. You cool? Let's buy some shit. 30 feet. Fly 90 feet. Holy smokes. OP, OP. A 20 dexterity. Holy shit. Dude, coatls are stacked. What the fuck? Okay, cool. On. Oh yeah. Why did we use detect magic? Who was the spellcaster? Was that it was Andrew's character, wasn't it? Oh, I'm doing this wrong. Okay, so it's Constitution plus 5. Wisdom plus 7. Charisma plus 6. Skills. Ain't got no skills. Ain't got no skills. Can't pay no bills. Paladin powers. Oh yeah, I use the detect bullshit thing that I get from paladins. I had played it before I read it, so there's no way that I knew that Melidra was a devil. That's kind of crazy. So no vulnerabilities, resistances to radiant damage. That's sexy. Gotta love that radiant damage, double damage. Oh wait a minute, no, it's resistance. Oh, see, this doesn't make sense. It should definitely be changed to like necrotic or something, because the radiant resistance is for the coatl, which is a celestial. But this is a fiend that's like resistant to radiant damage. It's fine. We're leaving it. We already shipped it. I think you just wigged because it was a weird scene. I think anybody would fucking wig out in that scene. You realize what it like, what the scene says, right? Like you walk in and there's a bunch of dudes, a bunch of worshippers like gathered around a guy on a cross, having. Yeah, it's a weird scene. God, this is a lot. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, these are immunities. Makes sense, yeah. It's cool. Press 1 appropriates the art. Oh, probably not. Almost certainly not. I mean, it's not appropriate for this adventure, but we already published this adventure. Let's not think about the old adventure. Let's just restat them later for what we want. Like, this is fine. And fine. Maybe she's a recently fallen Coatl, right? She became fiendish recently. It's fine. Come up with any story reasons to do any kind of bullshit we want to do. We're good. My favorite thing came in from my artist today. Actually, I'm going to share with you. Like, we were talking about some the direction for the cover for Moon Elves, and I got the first look at the sketches, like the kind of composition work. And this is actually like where you kind of want to get this part right? Like the, oh cool. Cool. Nice. Let's see. All right. Do you want to see it, right? You want to see like the. So I'm just going to show you the image from my phone. Hold on. Let me change it to full camera mode here. I'm not going to share it like on my screen. I'll show you a picture off of my phone. So this is like the idea here is you want to just like imagine, it's kind of better that it's blurry, but like that's kind of the compositional structure, right? So you get the nice contrasty big planet in the back, the contrasty moon that you got in the center, you got your throne. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about like the planet being in the background and being all fucking huge. And honestly, now I think about it, like I was thinking about like, you know, the way you think about like those moonscapes or whatever, or like it's not even a moonscape. It's like, God, it's like those ridiculous planetscapes where the planets are too close together and it's like nothing can be that close together, dude. So I did some, like as soon as I said off the thing, I was like, oh, I don't want it to be bigger, blah blah blah. I went and Googled like shots of Earth from the moon, and the Earth is like super fucking tiny. It's this little ball in the sky. It's about the size of the moon, like, you know, from here on Earth. And I was like, but you know, man, I'm looking at Earth photos taken from the moon, and they don't look like what I'm talking about. And he's like, bro, this is art. We can do whatever we want. And that's exactly when I took my pants off. So I haven't been wearing pants. You're welcome. Cool story, bro. Cool story. Alright, where are we with this? I got the damage immunities in. We do not have any condition immunities. Wow. Wearing pants in this heat? That's a fucking crime. True sight. 120-foot true sight. Holy shit. I gotta start using Coatls, dude. These things are stacked. Perception. You know, it's probably the like hidden like gems of the monsters manual are the fucking celestial entities, because nobody ever uses them, because everybody's like, oh, the bad guy, like, and they never like, I don't know, make it a fae, chaotic neutral, fuck it, ship it. It's got badass powers, heck of fun to play. Languages, oh my god, it speaks all languages and has telepathy to 120 feet. So it could literally speak into your mind. Which I'm sure is what it would have done, right? Had I not immediately been like, oh, you're a devil. Whoa. It knows? It's not that. It knows. Token size. So Melidra is medium size, so that's a 1. I think... Yeah, there. Spell casting. Oh my god. This is going to take forever to fill out. And it's already after 8. which is usually when I stop streaming, and I need to eat my dinner. So I'm going to say goodbye. I want to thank you, everybody, for hanging out. And bye, Big Drunk Bird, and bye, Some Bandito, really care. And bye, Rip Groot. It was really nice hanging out with you. Thanks for coming and hanging out on the stream. And I will see you.